Welcome back to Slow Pitch City here in Dorchester. It's the second game of the championship round here at the SPO Miken Elimination weekend. As the Aftershock are going to get up here. Only 2 runs in their first 2 innings. Orioles, as you see, put up 11. Had almost similar innings there as well, as they had 6 runs in the first inning from the top 6 in their order, and 5 of those 6 scored again in the second inning. Ryan Yakura now. That one goes to the left side. Ryan Yakura's foul out here.
Both pitchers, Mark Foster and Kyle from Aftershock, are working the arc. They're both working the 6-foot and the 12-foot. And some games are harder to umpire than others. And when pitchers work the arc like that, it's tough because you're going to have one team disagree with whatever the umpire's opinion is.
Dave Bolt rips that one through. It's going to go for an easy double for Bolt. Steve and I have gotten to the point in the afternoon where we both have to stand up.
Severin coming up to the plate. He can go yard consistently. We'll see if he chooses to here. Aftershock have only hit 1 home run, so it wouldn't be a bad idea for him to put a couple runs on the board.
That one right back through the middle. Right past Foster, the pitcher, and the run will come into score. So Severin just goes up the middle for a hard hit single. Courtesy runner comes in.
Leo Bertolin coming in to run for Severin.
He's been doing plenty of the pinch running. That one goes right through the middle infielder. Ball's going to come in high. And James Kelly frustrated out there at the middle infield position, as that one just got by his glove.
I was asking Leo Bertolin if he was injured, but he wouldn't give me a straight answer. So credit to him.
The inner journalist in you already.
It's about playing the game regardless.
Keith Woodcock here. That pitch catches the corner. Pitch goes outside. That one gets past the infield. So the Aftershock are going to get the ball on the board, and now the throw comes to the infield, but there's runners at second and third now. And a runner scores there, so Aftershock get 2 more.
Knechtel deciding to throw to third base, where most likely a throw to second base would have been the smarter decision, trying to hold the batter runner to first.
Especially now with Robbie Lawrence coming up, we know full well that he's got the power to put it out, and this is a spot suitable for that type of stroke.
Foster's got to pitch Lawrence outside. If he pitches him inside, he's going yard.
That one through the middle, just down through the infield. Lawrence switches it up, and a hard hit single still cashes 2 more runs.
Robbie Lawrence been getting on base consecutively throughout both games here. A tough out here in the championship of the Eliminations. Jason Farmer up to bat.
Give me a twist here. Let's go.
Inside pitch for Farmer. He goes with it. That one is caught. Tagging on the play. Going to move up. Here's Lawrence. Hands it over to Daniel Lee, the shortstop here. Lee's going to go up the middle. This one picked up by Kelly, thrown on to first. That is the third out of the inning. So still only one home run for the Aftershock as they're through their portion of the third inning. Take a look at this one. A nice grab here by Kelly. Throw on to first as the Orioles still have the lead. I think the big difference there, Steve, is the 5 home runs for the Orioles at this point and the only one for the Aftershock. So the Aftershock have some room to work with.
See the Orioles bench there. They have a full roster here this weekend, and some of them are coaches as well. One key player that the Orioles are missing is Steele Lewis. Steele Lewis was an addition to the Orioles 2 years back, and Steele maybe hit the ball harder than everybody in this A division. Steele Lewis hits it so hard that it sometimes clears the trees beyond the fence. I asked why Steele wasn't here today because this is the biggest tournament of the year for these teams here in Ontario. And the reason Steele isn't here is because he also plays on a team in the United States. And that's where he was this weekend.
I think I heard Tennessee way was the... So obviously when you're playing literally international baseball.
And it's funny, Steele, talking about Steele, he works hydro and he works in a lot of different places. And one year he was situated in the Niagara area. This is Caden Hedden hitting a fly ball, lazy fly out to right field. Going back to Steele, he turned up in the Niagara area and was playing second division in Welland, and I was umpiring him, and this is before anybody really knew him. He wasn't playing competitive ball anywhere. And he stood out incredibly. And I asked him, I go, why don't you play Super Series? And he explained his job commitment. And then a few years later, he finally got stationed in one area, and now he plays Super Series all the time.
Kevin Bruder here, thrown out at first base. And illegal was the call on the pitch. This one goes through the left side. Picked up by Lee. Throw on to first, but throw was short of the base. Bruder was already there. So he gets on here for the first runner in the third. Into center field. Runners on first and second now.
So this would be a situation where a batter would go for the fence. And as I was talking to you earlier today in our previous game, Ryan, up until 2 years ago, Wayne was a guy who consistently put it out. Now he's changed his swing a little bit and just goes for singles. So let's see what he decides to do here.
Goes to third, on to first. Tough hop on the play there.
Stay smooth, hey, don't do anything more. Hey,
A little bit of debate on whether or not the man at third base is out. So we'll take a look here. We'll try and get another look at this one. So we'll take a look here. Takes the ball. Touches the base and throws on to first. So the correct call with the out there. Now Rob Sitch is going to tag this ball through to left field. This one will score a run. Bruder was out at third, but Foster will come in to score here.
Come on, Jeffrey, show me why you're the best. Jeff, do you right now? Okay.
Sitch gets a single as well.
Jeffrey.
Jeff Falardo.
Let's go.
2 runs on here. Falardo already had a 3-run home run back in the first inning. That pitch is going to land short.
Show me why you're the best, Jeffrey. Come on, man.
Outside pitch. Falardo is going to go with it.
Don't guide it, Jeffrey. Come on.
That ball deep into the greenery.
Jeffrey, come on. You're the best of 2. Come on, Jeffrey. Yes.
Right through the middle is Falardo. Here comes Wayne Parent to the plate. Sitch is going to 3. Everybody's safe. After the shot went foul there for Falardo, he didn't have a whole lot of options there, just elected to go right up the middle with it.
These guys hit the ball so hard. It's tough to defend it if it's not hit close to you.
Deep shot into left field. Sitch will come in to score now. Falardo moves up to second, and now they will pinch run for him. Looks like Rob Sitch is going to go out and run for Falardo. So just as quickly as Sitch comes in to score, they send him right back out. And now the Aftershock are going to have a meeting on the mound. 3 runs in the inning here for the Orioles.
Well, the Aftershock realize that if they don't change something up, this game will be over quicker than you know. Bottom of the third, Orioles up 14-6. What they're trying to do is get up at least 12 runs, hold the Aftershock, and if it's a 12-run spread after 4.5 innings, the game will be over. But in saying that, we see a lot of runs get scored in this game, as we did last game, 28-24 final Aftershock.
Chuckles coming in as the ball was returned, and Kyle Nechtel didn't realize it was coming in until extremely late. For a guy who hits as hard as he does, I could see why you'd want to know if a ball is flying in your direction. Nechtel's going to go into the shortstop side. It goes right through the glove of Lee. And that'll be frustration for Lee as a single comes through here. As Sitch will come in to score, who is running for Falardo.
So Frampton now coming up to the plate. Orioles have hit 5 home runs. They've got 2 left. Frampton's got 2 base runners on.
This one going for a strike. That ball goes into right field. It lands, going to have one come in to score. Frampton's going to go up to first base on the little play there. Ecto over to third. Gotta think they're thinking James Kelly needs to go deep here. Tags the ball deep to left center, and a home run indeed. That's number 6.
You got a busy lady out there behind the home run fence.
And the Orioles' top 6 have come in to score all 3 times except for one spot in the second inning where Jeff Filardo was thrown out of first base. Caden Head's going to go into the gap here. And he started out the inning with a fly out to right field. And the other thing here, Steve, is the first 2 batters in the inning, they were called out.
Wow.
Everybody since. So Caden Head and Bruder were called out. Were the first 2 outs at the beginning. And then Foster through James Kelly all hit. And now Bruder is going to hit one over to the right-hand side. Caden Head's going to come in, and Bruder is going to go to second.
If they're going to give it to you, take it, boss. Come on, Fozzie Bear. Just like me. Come on, Fozzie Bear.
So now we're up to 20-6 for the Orioles.
Come on, Fozzie Bear. Work real hard here.
Apparently that first game woke up the sleeping giant. And illegal is the call on the pitch. That one's going to go opposite field and in play. So Bruder will come in to score. Foster is rounding third. He's coming home. Safe is the call. Inside the park, home run for Mark Foster.
Let's see the play at the plate. As you can see, the ball settles in the corner. And as Foster's coming home, here's the tag. Foster's on the plate when he gets tagged. Good call by the umpire.
Tucks the foot in and just gets it around.
He was at it. On the dish? He was at it. He's got we need a draw. We need a
Let's take another look at that one as there's just a bit of conversation. We've got both sides asking us for a review.
So here it is here.
Take a look at this. Watch the foot. It's down right there. The catcher does make the tag, but the foot was on the base.
Very close play, but the umpire seemed to get it right.
And so now we're going to see a reversal here, and the new pitcher going to come in.
A lot of joy on the Orioles there to see Foster hitting inside the park home run. one of the older, slower guys. So to see him to get around the bases.
For some reason, anytime you're on a team where you got a bunch of, thinner guys and you're the heavy guy and you can make your way around, they like it a little more.
Yeah.
So that'll make it
Wade Perrin up to bat.
9 runs here in the inning. Wayne Parent, second go around here in the inning. Ball was the call here. Catcher not agreeing with it, trying to point out the mark to the umpire.
Unbelievable first 2 hitters in the inning get out, and they're still up to bat.
Illegal is the call on the pitch, saying the arc was too high there.
Well, now it's a new pitcher, Jason Farmer pitching, so he's got a different rhythm than their previous pitcher. His arc's a little higher. So now it's about finding the arc the umpire is calling.
So Sitch here had a single earlier in the inning, came around to score. That one hits the plate, so a 1-2 count. Sitch gonna go opposite field. That one will tail and come in. Parent is gonna come in easy. Sitch is on his horse. He's gonna get to third. And that will be a stand-up triple.
Come on, Jeffrey! Come on, give me an automatic. Show me why, Jeffrey. Show me why.
Jeff Filardo, second time around here in the inning. As it seems we're thoroughly through the second time through the inning. 23-6.
Come on, Jeffrey! Come on, Jeffrey!
As this one comes into count. Sitch just walks into score. That's the fun part to the main key, I think, here, Steve, is the fact that this all came with 2 outs. Could have been a spot here where the Orioles could have gone down quickly here in the inning. The Aftershock could have had a chance to respond here, but the Orioles just turn on the Jets here with 2 out. And another shot here. As Curtis Nebel's going to take a 2-base shot.
Well, the Orioles are trying to solidify their berth at the Canadians for 2017 in Quebec. These 2 teams here, Aftershock and Orioles, are 2 of the 4 teams attending the 2016 Canadian Championships in Whitehorse, Yukon, that begin August 7th. 4 teams are going here from Ontario: the Orioles, the Aftershock, the Naturals, and the Canucks.
The only team we haven't seen here on Rogers this weekend is the Canucks. And we'll see the Naturals a couple times, Aftershock a couple times. Nechtel's going to hit a big shot here. It goes to left field. It will be caught for the 3rd out. So the 1st and 3rd out come extremely far apart here in the 3rd inning for a huge outburst of runs for the Orioles. They are up 24-6.
It's going to be tough sledding for the Aftershock now. Just like I said after the last game, Ryan, it's about who has the most gas left in the tank. And right now it seems like the Orioles do.
If my scoring is correct here, I think that was 12 in the inning.
Aftershock not happy after that inning, starting off with the first two batters getting out and then taking them over 20 minutes to get that third out.
Make that 13 on the inning. So the Orioles are definitely in the driver's seat here. In a much more comfortable position than they were just a little while ago. So the aftershock here. Pitch comes in, called illegal. Chopper through the middle. And James Kelly didn't have many options there. He was going to try and barehand that.
I think it was hit too slow for him to make it out at first base, even if he'd have picked it up clean with his bare hand.
So go to the top of the order here. Brennan Beerworth. Goes opposite field. Picked up and thrown back into the infield in a quick way. So now we have a runner on first in Beerworth. My mistake, that was Beerworth with the out. And a double play makes the out at technically both at first. Let's take a look at this one. As Cadenhead has the play over at first base. At the midway point of the fourth inning, the Orioles go back to the bats after having a huge inning. At the bottom of the third, they're up 24-6.
See if Jason Farmer goes back out to pitch, and it looks like they're sticking with him to go the duration. With the score being spread out this much by 18 runs, the intensity of the game has gone away. The Aftershock are relaxed now, and not saying they're giving up, but they're relaxed, and if they get on a rally and come back and make it a game, great. But they know they've got a big hole to climb out of.
Going to start things out here in the fourth with Mark Frampton. Frampton came in to score like many of the other Orioles back in the third inning. One of only two Orioles that didn't bat twice in the third inning. Frampton's going to go through the infielders. Hard single. I don't think Frampton hasn't reached base in the two games we've seen here between these two teams. James Kelly here, big home run last time around in the inning. He goes opposite way, just past the first baseman. Frampton is on his horse. He's over to third.
Robbie Lawrence almost picking that off. James Kelly hitting a nice line drive down first base. unexpected, I think.
Todd Cadenhead. 6 home runs on the board here so far for the Orioles. Cadenhead throws a bat head at it, but that one is over the fence, but beyond the foul pole. Six homers so far. So yeah, 6, possibly 7. Let me check here. The inside the park home run was one of them, so 1 still remains on the board.
And you know Cadenhead's going for it.
He's got that swing for that sort of thing. And that's an illegal pitch high on the arc, so Cadenhead is going to foul out here. That ball deep into the woods, but far to the left-hand side. Kevin Bruder now up to bat. Bruder had a first, or a single, and then was thrown out at third in the last inning. That one is a hard single this time around. He also had a double and came around to score in the third. Has a single here in the fourth.
I find it funny sometimes fans come in here who don't know the teams and they ask where the teams are from. And in the past, you could say a team was from Toronto, a team was from London. But nowadays, you can't say that. The players are scattered from all over the province on every roster.
The predominant 1/4 or 1/8 of the team that comes from this location. Foster to center. That one is out, so Foster goes home runs in back-to-back innings here. So a 2-run shot here. And that will make the 7th home run. So 7 home runs now, 28 have come into cash.
So keep in mind, whoever finishes second in this game, if the other team was to win the Canadian Championships this year, the finalists here in this game would get the default of winning the eliminations because the defending champions of the Canadian Championships go the following year.
Parent grounds out here. So he goes for the second out here of the inning. Take a look at this one. Parent just chops that one right through the middle to the pitcher. Onto the first baseman for the second out. Rob Sitch is going to go deep to left field. That one will drop before the fence. So Sitch is going to get an easy double here.
If you can hit the corner of the outfield, it's a long way for the outfielder to go run and track the ball down. And that's what happened earlier in the game with Mark Foster with the inside the park home run.
Come on, Jeffrey. Come on, Jeffrey. Too easy.
I think every time Jeff Filardo's up to bat, Kyle Nechtel asks him to show him why he's the best. I think every time he's been up. A little bit of a tradition there.
And Kyle does come down to the Niagara area where Jeff's from in the winter season, and Jeff helps him out with his swing.
That one goes right up the middle for Filardo. Sitch will come in to score. The amount of runs that are being scored, my pen is running out of ink.
Well, they put Ivan Payne into courtesy run for Jeff Villardo at first base.
Pretty to watch, Jeffrey. Pretty to watch.
That was pretty easy, eh? Could you hear me?
Curtis Nebo here. Nebel's had 2 doubles, 2 singles, and he'll add another single as this one gets through, and not a whole lot of urgency to get the ball back in, but it's a tough spot when the score is this far spread out.
So we're over an hour into this game, and we're only in the 4th inning.
That's what happens when it's 29-6.
Not sure what they're talking about here.
She's saying good things about me on there?
Come on, work hard. Work hard.
Knechtel's going to take a shot. That one goes across, and a nice play there by the second baseman to make the out. So we will take a quick break as you take a look at Kyle Knechtel's swing and a nice acrobatic play to pick that one up. We go to the 5th, 29-6 here on Rogers TV.